Hello there everyone, and welcome back to Pokemon Black 2 Random Lock. In the last episode we made it into Burbank City after a journey through Route 20. We also caught Magby, and you may already notice that this audio is a bit different, possibly. I made a mistake in recording. Luckily I've still got the raw footage. I accidentally put the desktop audio on track 1 and 2, and my microphone audio is also on track 1, so I have to now do voiceover for after. Anyway, we're going to be taking on Roxy's gym, and we're going to be doing well. I already know what happens, so we're going to be doing well. I'll try and be as close as I can to what happened. I'll go over what happened rather than what's going on. Just a bit easier. So the first Pokemon is Altaria. Now this was an interesting one due to Altaria being bulky and occasionally having dragon type moves. But still I decided to risk using Blaze, and I figured there's a chance it will use a dragon move, but luckily it didn't. And then we ended up using what did we use? Ancient Power, I think. Yeah, Ancient Power. Because it's a flying type, I thought, oh, this should take it down in one. Unfortunately, it doesn't. Altaria is very bulky. But we take it down with a Fire Fang, and it's all good. So the next Pokemon that's sent out is, I believe, I can't actually remember what it was. Let's see if I can remember before it appears. Oh, Dorant, that's right, yeah. 4 times weakness to fire, so obviously I'm going to use Fire Fang. So when Magma leveled up, it learned Faint Tag. I got rid of Leer because I want to keep Smokescreen, just because that can come in handy with stuff with lowering accuracy of your opponent. So I figured that would be better than lowering the defense. I'd rather make sure they don't hit as much, but it's fine. So Gabite was an interesting one. It's a dragon type. I figured once again it's going to have dragon type moves. For this Gabite, I believe only used Tackle or something like that. Yeah, Tackle. So I used Dragon Rage, and obviously took it down in one hit because it's a dragon type. Oh no, I didn't take it down in one hit. It actually survived. That's right. I then attacked it with a Fire Fang. I forgot about that. I thought it actually died from one hit. But we hit level 18 through that, and Magma's still doing quite well. Stunfisk was next. I figured Dragon Rage. I believe this one goes down in one hit. I'll stop speaking. It goes down 2. There's a lot of Pokemon in this episode that go down in 2 hits rather than 1. I think the gym leader is honestly the easiest one of the lot. I was about to say who we are going to battle, but I forgot that we had to go heal up and go buy some items because I didn't have any super potions on me, and I was a bit concerned that Roxy might have some strong Pokemon, considering it took 2 hits for most Pokemon. I thought maybe she'll be challenged. So I'm going to head back to the Pokemon Center and heal up, as well as try and get some items. I'm also looking for any Pokeballs that are sitting around Burbank, because there's that one up there that I can't access without Surf. But I do get a hidden item later, and it's quite an interesting one. I'm going to be curious of when it will come in handy. But yeah, we're going to get some super potions here, and they'll be helpful enough that we'll be able to heal up whenever we need to. So we're going to head back to the gym and take on Roxy. Roxy's I originally thought I had 3 Pokemon, but she actually has 2. I don't know why I thought she had 3. I really don't know. But I'm looking for hidden items right now, trying to remember where they are. I did find a Sharpbeak. I should have looked in that trash can by the gym. I feel like there might have been an item in there, but I don't actually know. But yeah, we're going to take on Roxy now. And her first Pokemon is... I can't remember. Also, her name in this one is Juggler Jasmine. Picknite. Picknite was the first one. So Picknite wasn't too much trouble. In fact, I believe it goes down in... I'm not going to say it. I believe it goes down in 1 hit. No, I'm pretty sure it's 2 for this one. Because I use Ancient Power first. Because for some reason I thought it'd be super effective. But it's a rock type, not a ground type move. Something like that, I don't know. And then I just use Dragon Rage, take it down. And Picknite's defeated. Her next Pokemon is a Beautifly, who is going down in 1 hit. We use Fire Fang, Beautifly goes down, and we defeat the gym leader. So, we're done with that. Blaze hit level 19, and we get the Toxic Badge. We also get a very, very interesting TM, which I'll go over in a moment. So the TM we get is Freeze Shock. Now, this was a move that I don't think I had ever heard of before. It turns out it is the signature move of Black QM. Can't actually say the name. So yeah, on the second turn, the user hits the target with electrical charged ice, and it may leave the target paralyzed. So that's a combination of Zekrom and QM. I'm seriously not sure how to pronounce that name. So it's going to be an interesting move, and because TMs are reusable in this generation, we could have a powerful ice move that also has a chance to paralyze. Also, I'm only walking here because I was looking at my phone trying to get up the information on Freeze Shock, and I pretty much walk all the way to the Pokemon Center, so it's a bit annoying that I'm having to do voiceover. You may have also noticed that I've updated my layout. I figured using a black and white checkerboard kind of background works for black and white too. Pokemon are now going to be at the bottom rather than at the side. It just looked really horrible. And I've also got the badge case below, and I'm going to have the badges appear in there like you saw with the Toxic Badge. So now we're going to go into the worst part of the intro to Black and White 2. This whole section is just incredibly boring. Pokewood Studios, it's a fun gimmick, but it's just a bit especially in Randomiser. It's just kind of nothing's even randomized in here. All the Pokemon are the same. It's all scripted. So in the battle you have Riolu, that doesn't change, and your opponent has Pawniard and a Vullaby, and again they're not randomized. So it's just kind of and it's a really long cutscene basically. So I'll try and go over some stuff that we can do with the series. as well as some things that have slightly changed. This episode is in 720p at 30 FPS, and it doesn't look like we're getting lag like we did with 1080p 60 FPS. Next time I'm going to go up to 1080p. No, I'm going to do 60 FPS at 720p. And if that lags, we know it's because of the FPS. And if it turns out that it's just the 1080p, then I'll just do 720p at 60 FPS. And I'll just upscale the video to 1080p. Not exactly the greatest way of doing it, but may as well. So, like I said in the last episode, I'm going to try and do a travel, then a event episode, I guess. So, first episode was technically a travel episode. Second episode was an event because we had the gym leader. Third episode was travel to Burbank. Fourth episode was well, this one is gym leader and this stuff. So next episode, I believe, is going into Castelia sewers, which is technically a travel episode. We're also going to do a bit of Route 4, I believe it is. So we're going to have at least 2 encounters, 3 encounters if we catch Pokemon in the Castelia Garden bit, which is through the Castelia sewers. So that's 3 possible encounters, so it could be interesting to see what we find. I also haven't decided on the double grass rule. I'm just thinking I'm not going to have it unless we just get to a point where all our Pokemon end up dead, and I'll use that as a last resort basically. But it shouldn't be. We've got quite a good few Pokemon. Reshiram has not had any problems at all. Most of our Pokemon haven't actually had any problems. And as soon as we find a lucky egg, we can increase the experience we gain. I don't think I disabled lucky egg in this. Can't actually remember. Lucky egg is broken as all hell in a randomizer. But some Pokemon really need experience, like Magma's kind of useless while it's a Magby. As soon as it's a Magmar, it gets so much better, and then Magmortar is powerful. Beedrill, Beautifly, they can go soon. They're not great Pokemon. And finally, the Panpour has surprisingly done quite well, considering it's a terrible Pokemon. That will also be going at some point. Its usefulness is disappearing fast. Like, currently, of all the 5 Pokemon, Reshiram and Magby are the only ones that are going to be staying at this rate. Beedrill is sort of being used as a HM slave, in that I'm teaching it cut, and Beautifly and Panpour are just useless. In this randomizer, I've made it so all TMs and HMs can be taught to any Pokemon, just because, for example, we have that freeze shock that can only be taught to one Pokemon, which makes it a useless TM and you can't even sell it. But because we have full compatibility, every Pokemon can learn it, which makes it super broken. Anyway, here's our first encounter with Team Plasma. Should be very interesting to see how it goes. I know the second Team Plasma grunt that we battle has a very interesting Pokemon. This one, Shiftry, this was an interesting battle. I was originally planning on using maybe because fire type, but because it's a baby Pokemon, has lower stats compared to a Shiftry, not really worth it. So I switched into Blaze, and what's this? Well, okay, the ability, but it uses, I believe that's Whirlwind, and Panpour is brought out, which, considering Grass type against a Water type, that's not a good mix. So I send out Blaze again, hoping that it doesn't use Whirlwind. Luckily it didn't, it used Faint Attack. And obviously Fire Fang is just going to take it down. And Shiftry is defeated. Oops, so you hit the mic. And if we didn't, well, if it didn't bring in Panpour, maybe would have got quite a bit more experience, I believe. Anyway, Team Plasma run off, and we're going to chase after them. We get HM Cut, which is not very helpful. I don't actually think it's required anywhere in the game, but I still teach it to Beedrill anyway, just so we can cut down a tree that is in the Verbank complex, which you probably saw in the last episode. I figured we need to see if any of the items are good, so I went there. I didn't actually remember where it was, so I was like, oh, where is it? And then, yeah, I remembered it's here. You may have seen there was shaking grass in the previous area. Shaking grass is interesting. I haven't actually checked. I should check what the Pokemon is, because it's not going to be an Ordino or anything like that. I mean, it could be. We could get another vanilla, but shaking grass could count as a separate encounter if we want. But I don't want to keep doing separate encounters just like double grass and shaking grass. I'm already in the dilemma of whether or not to do hidden grottos. I am thinking of doing hidden grottos as a separate encounter just because of their random nature. So we'll see how that goes. I tried out seeing how good Magby would be against a Kangaskhan. I mean, there was a huge level difference. It was bound to be defeated anyway, but it's fine. Then because we got such a low amount of XP, I was just like, nah, we're not going to bother fighting. We'll just take on the next Team Plasma Grunt. I almost said Team Magma for some reason. I might end up saying Magma a few times in the future, don't know why. But this Grunt is interesting. She uses a Celebi, believe it or not. So I figured, oh, Celebi, it's a grass psychic type, grass weak to fire, and then, to my surprise, Ember did basically nothing. So I was kind of surprised, and then I just figured, you know what, we have another Pokemon with a fire type move, let's just kill this Celebi. So Celebi's defeated with a Fire Fang, obviously. There's no chance it would survive a Fire Fang. As you can see, it's gone down. Fire Spin, I wasn't sure what move to get rid of because of I tend to not like having two of the same type move. I like to be kind of diverse with moves. But when I saw Smog, I was like, I'm getting rid of Smog. Smog's just got such low accuracy that there's no point. 70 accuracy is really low for a randomizer. It's just too risky to have. Like, I'd say 90 is the lowest I'd go for accuracy. Anything lower than that, it would have to be very worth it to use, but most of the time it's not, so it's going to be one of those moves that's going to be removed. So some moves like 2-turn moves such as Free Shock are going to be risky just because of how you don't have control in some places. I could use it and then on next turn end up being KO'd because I don't have enough HP after the previous turn. Anyway, we found a Master Ball, which was the item that I was talking about earlier. And it's going to be interesting to see where we use that. I'm considering having a Master Ball roll, which is it can be used on any Pokemon, on any route. So I could get a Volcarona if I wanted. I'm still thinking of some plans for this. But yep, that's going to do it for this episode. Thank you everyone for watching. Hopefully this voiceover was alright. But until next time, where we head to Castelia City, thank you for watching, and goodbye.